Hello, today I'll teach you how to say in order to and I'm going to in Korean. The first grammatical construction is 로, 으로. It is used only with verbs. If a verb stem ends with a vowel or 리을, use 로, and if it ends with a consonant, use 으로. Here are a few examples. Pause the video and try to translate them into Korean. I will go to Korea to study. 저는 한국에 공부하러 가겠어요. I'm going to the market to buy fruits. 저는 과일을 사러 시장에 가요. I came to meet a friend. 친구를 만나러 왔어요. The first thing you need to pay attention to is, in the Korean language, you start a sentence with a purpose. Then, you continue with the action. Also, you need to use tense suffixes just once, at the end of a sentence. The next grammatical construction is 려고, 으려고. It has the same meaning as 로 and 으로, but used in different situations. Pause the video and see if you can translate these sentences into Korean. I turned the radio on to listen to music. 음악을 들으려고 라디오를 켰어요. I'm buying a book to study English. 영어를 배우려고 책을 사요. I'm learning Korean to study in Korea. 저는 한국에서 공부하려고 한국어를 배웁니다. So, what is the difference between 으로 and 으려고? 으로 can be used in imperative sentences, whereas 으려고 cannot. Also, 으로 is used only with verbs of motion, such as to go, to come, etc. And 으려고 can be used with any type of verbs, including verbs of motion. And lastly, 으로 is used to explain a purpose of movement, and 으려고 is used to explain an intention of an action. Take a look at this comparison table. Please go to a restaurant to have a meal. The grammatically correct sentence between these two is this one. 밥을 먹으러 레스토랑에 가세요. Because 가다 is a verb of motion. I'm learning biology to become a doctor. Become is not a verb of motion. For this reason, we cannot say 의사가 되러 생물학을 공부해요. Instead, use 으려고. 의사가 되려고 생물학을 공부해요. As I said, 으려고 can be used with any verb, including verbs of motion. I came to meet a friend. You can either say 친구를 만나러 왔어요 or 친구를 만나려고 왔어요. Grammatically, these two sentences are correct, but they have a tiny semantic difference. 친구를 만나려고 왔어요 means my intention is to meet a friend, that's why I came here. And 친구를 만나러 왔어요, the reason why I came to this place is to meet a friend. Well, I know that the difference doesn't seem clear enough. What you can do is, whenever you use a verb of motion in the second part of sentence, use 으로. And if it's another verb, then use 으려고. There is one thing I want to draw your attention to. When 으려고 is followed by a verb 하다, it has a meaning of going to do something. Pause the video and try to translate the sentences. The reason why I always ask you to translate sentences is because I think it's a good practice for you. You can test your knowledge and resolve doubts. So be patient and try not to skip these assignments. If necessary, go back to previous lessons or check your notes. Okay, so I'm going to meet Michael in 2 hours. 저는 마이클을 2시간 후에 만나려고 해요. I'm going to call you tomorrow. 내가 내일 너한테 전화하려고 한다. Or 해요. 합니다. Yesterday I was going to buy an airline ticket. 제가 어제 항공권을 사려고 했습니다. And if you are going to meet me, come by 5 p.m. 저를 만나려면 오후 5시까지 오세요. 려면 is a contracted form of 려고 하다 and 면, going to and if. Now let's learn how to use these 3 grammatical constructions with irregular verbs. If you'd like, you can pause the video and try to conjugate the rest of the verbs. Here are the answers. You can compare yours with mine. Here I didn't put anything because it's not actually being used. And lastly, I want to show you how to connect 으려고 하다 with conjunctions. But before that, pause the video and try to translate it for yourself. It may take you up to 20 minutes to translate a single sentence. Be patient and don't play the video unless you translate at least half of it. You have learned a few grammatical constructions so far, but there is no point if you don't want or lazy to learn how to use them and make more complex sentences like what you see over here. You can use your notes, watch previous videos, it doesn't matter. Just solve it. Once you're done, play the video again and I'll show you a trick how to translate long sentences. Okay, first, what you need to do is to divide long sentences into smaller ones. How to do this? You need to find a subject and a verb or an adjective which is directly related to the subject. Here I found 3 short sentences. I was going, I was tired, and I didn't go. Next thing what you need to do is to find conjunctions that connect these short sentences. If you have 3 short sentences, then you will have 2 conjunctions. Here are the conjunctions but and since. Now translate each sentence as if it was an independent sentence. Don't translate conjunctions. Pause the video and try it for yourself. 제가 어제 공부하러 도서관에 가려고 했습니다. A verb plus 로 in order to study. A verb plus 려고 하다. I'm going to go. Yesterday, I was going to the library in order to study. I was tired. 제가 피곤했습니다. And the third sentence is I didn't go. 제가 안 갔습니다. Or 제가 가지 않았습니다. Step number 4. Connect all sentences using conjunctions. 했습니다. 했지만. 피곤했습니다. 피곤해서. As you remember, we cannot use tense suffixes with asa, 어서, and 여서. That's why here I remove the past tense suffix. And the final step is, as I mentioned in a previous lesson, Koreans don't use subjects over and over again throughout a sentence if the subject is obvious. So just remove this 제가 and this one. 제가 어제 공부하러 도서관에 가려고 했지만 피곤해서 안 갔습니다. Don't worry if you feel like you don't understand anything. That's totally fine. Everyone goes through this. But with patience and practice, you will be able to build any sentence even more complex than this one. So I have prepared one more sentence for you so that you could practice. Pause the video and translate it for yourself. Once you're done, play the video again to see my translation. Alright, so in Korean, this sentence looks like this. 제가 너무 바쁘니까 저를 만나려면 내일 오세요. If you want more practice, you can make your own sentences and leave them in the comment section. I'll check them and give you feedback. As always, this is a list of new words I will be using in the next lesson.